Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, Hope Speaks. My name is Dania Esperanza. Esperanza means hope in Spanish. And I'm kind of like laughing at myself right now because I recorded a whole video and it had to do with taking my time to heal. So this video is going to be called, I want to take my fucking time. Yes, I'm going to have to put the effing word in there because not out of anger, but out of strength and out of knowing that I'm letting go and I am doing my healing. So what's going on now is that I am really realizing now in my life after all these years that it wasn't just my mother that had caused childhood wounds, and I had already shared like quite a few things that had happened throughout my lifetime with my mom that there were quite a lot. There's a long list of traumas with my mother, but my father is 50-50 when it comes to the traumas. And in him, with his doing was that I realized that 99.9% of the men that I dated were pretty much like my father. So my father is a narcissist. He believes that women are beneath men. He has a grandiose, egotistic type of personality because he was, he used to work for the president. He had a high position in our country, and that built up his ego. So throughout the years, he became very egotistic, a cheater, manipulator, lying, gaslighter. The list goes on and on. So because he was my father, and I do love my father, I was always gravitating towards men who I thought were nothing like him, but beneath the surface, they were just like him, maybe even worse. So when I started waking up and realizing how the brain from 0 to 7 is being programmed, and that the people who we have around us, we pretty much gravitate towards those personalities, whether they're bad or good. So I am now working on healing and letting go and forgiveness. But these things take time, and I have people who at times when my mom and I have had to take a healthy distance so I can work on my healing, people would come to me and be like, I can't believe you don't talk to your mother. And I'm like, it's very difficult to explain to people the level of abuse that I took on, because once you start shedding all those layers and sharing all of the things that happened to you from the time when you were 5 and you were hit with a belt just because you dreamt of your grandmother, when all the way from being 17 and being kicked out, and my mom chose another man over me, and the rape, the molestation between her cousin who treated me, very poorly, and it was very toxic. So when you share the level of toxicity and the trauma and the abuse, it's so deep and it's so much that people look at you and they're like, you can't be normal. You must be so sick that you need medication, or you should be in a mental institution. You shouldn't be this happy, this perky. Your life shouldn't be this good. You shouldn't be healthy-minded after going through all of those traumas. But I am, and as I awaken and as I let go and forgive my mom, because my mother is working towards that. She does say she was a monster, and she apologizes, and she also continues to maintain a good relationship with me. And when we have had our moments, I'm able to take a couple of days and do my little healing and then come back to center and be okay with her, because in the family we're always going to have challenges, and not everybody's always going to get along, but the way that we handle it from moving forward is the best way that we can prove that we have healed and we have worked through being able to have hard conversations, or being able to let go of those hard conversations and forgive. My parents don't live with me. I don't have to share room with them. I don't have to share a house. I don't have to share a car. You know, I don't have to share a refrigerator. So I control my environment and they no longer affect me. And that's wonderful. But the way that they affect us, our parents, and the history of the past is that our mind is programmed. We're like magnets, and then we kind of always see the good in narcissists and people who are narcissistic, so we hold on longer. And I've learned to let go. So with this situation today, my mom was telling me how my dad has been much better in his health, because there was about a month ago where he was in and out of the hospital. A couple of things happened and we thought he was going to pass on, but now he's doing a lot better. So she's like, why don't you call your father? And I'm like, I'm not ready to call him, because the last time I was in his presence, I told him what made me uncomfortable about him and what hurt me that he had said to me, and all the things I did for him. For example, I brought up and said that I have done everything in my power to help you with your healing. Not only have I brought you into the hospital with seconds or minutes that you're at the end of your almost life, and they come and bring you back to healing and you do better. I have done that time and time again. But in the past, before you became so sick with your heart, I brought you to the gym and I paid a membership that was really high, because they had therapists and you could consult with doctors there and everything. So I paid a good amount of money monthly to maintain this gym for him, and hope that he was going to get some exercise and benefit his heart. But instead of him going to the gym and me investing all that money, he didn't go. He said he didn't really have time to go. So a year of membership went down the drain. And when I shared that with him about that membership back then, instead of him saying, you know what, I'm so grateful that you did that for me, and I wish I would have taken your advice and done the workouts that now, you know, I am not benefiting from it, because now my blood circulation from my legs is terrible and my heart is terrible, my kidneys are terrible, and here I am. But thank you for trying. Instead of him saying thank you for trying, he looked at me like I had 10 heads, like he couldn't remember that I had done that. And then he did remember, and he said, I couldn't go to the gym. I was working. What do you expect me to do? I was working out while I was working. I worked out going upstairs and painting big houses and all that. So he started barking and just raising his voice and talking negatively instead of appreciating what I did for him. So I was like, wow, I could have put that money in my account. I could have put that money in savings or investments, instead of putting it into somebody who at this moment is not grateful. Instead, he's like letting me know how there's no way he could have gone to the gym. Why didn't you tell me 6 months into these payments that you wasn't gonna, go? It would have saved me a whole lot of money, and also me feeling heartbroken because I can see that he's not grateful. So it's just the way that his delivery and in the way that he communicates, it's toxic. He doesn't know how to speak with love in his voice. He doesn't know how to communicate. His love language is of the old, back in the caveman era. And it is sad, because he was a very intelligent man who worked with the president and was respected many years ago, and now he is deteriorating and speaking like some kind of a sergeant, instead of speaking with love and peace in his heart and trying to find forgiveness. So when I spoke to him last, that was the conversation, and I walked out letting him know that I was very hurt from all of the things that he had said about females, the way he treats females, and the way he had treated me throughout the years, and that it was very painful. So I walked out and we didn't continue our conversation, but it's just the way that I feel, and I have every right to protect my energy. I have every right to be upset. I have every right to be angry. I have every right to feel disappointed about everything I did for my father, him not appreciating it. I have that right, and I have the right to take the time to heal. I have the right to do all of the things that I need to do to heal. Like, for example, I've gained weight lately. I mean, I've been eating like a crazy lady, and I'm loving it. It's part of my purging and my own way of nesting and preparing for the next level. But tomorrow morning, I am waking up at 5:30, and at 6 a.m. I'm going to be in the gym, and I'm going to keep this up. I'm going to do it every single day. I'm going to go to bed at a reasonable time, and I'm just going to get going. And the way that you do healing is by doing something physical. Doing something physical every day, especially while thinking about this particular topic, and either working on the ellipticals or even doing punching with boxing. Anything that's physical is going to pour all of that out, and you are going to be able to heal, because anger and toxicity stays in every cell in your body. So when you do something physical, it helps to bring it out. So not only do you do something physical and feel the healing, because your brain throws out all of those endorphins and all those great feeling emotions that go through your body and help healing, it makes your body stronger and your mind as well healthier. So one of the things that I am going to become very diligent in my regimen is getting back to my workout, getting back to my yoga, getting back to my saunas. Every time I did those things, I just truly enjoyed it. So I'm looking forward to getting back to that and continuing with my meditation. Once I do see my dad again, I will be fine. I'm going to continue to treat him with love and respect. But I strongly disagree in his manner of being, and I will always show my children, who are boys, how not to be, because that's not healthy. Being egotistic and unapologetic and so hardcore, especially when you're at the end of your years and you want to have harmony and joy and peace and love with your family. You should speak with a much more calmer tone and with love in your heart and in your voice. And I am going to continue to pray for him, do the Ho'oponopono, and try to continue with my healing. But yes, I'm not like a perfect angel. I have every right to be pissed, be upset, be angry, and have my moment of that, and then let it go. And everybody's different, and I need my time, and I don't like it when people interfere in my healing and then try to tell me if I'm not speaking to a certain person, oh, you should be talking to them, you should be doing this, you should be doing that. No, I shouldn't. You don't know my story with that person. You don't know exactly what I've been through with that person and how it had affected me. And each person has their right. I don't judge anybody on the way that they handle their life. I judge myself with my life. And whatever anybody does, it's still on them. I don't need to worry about anybody in their life and how they heal or how they get along with their parents or their children. Everybody's life is different, and I didn't walk a mile in their shoes to judge them. And that's the one thing that I do not like from many religions and other people. They're so judgy. Everybody has their way of it. I wouldn't do that, and oh my God, I wouldn't do this, and whatever. Next thing you know, a few years later, you're doing that plus more and even worse. So it's better not to judge. Let people be who they are. You heal in your time. I heal in mine. When it comes to my life and my past and my parents, I have a clean conscience. I was such an amazing daughter to both of my parents, always there for them, always doing for them, cooking, cleaning. I used to give my mother the money that I made every week. I was always helping my father with anything and everything. So when it comes to their life and their healing and whatever they need, I've been there for them, been there, done that. I'm an amazing daughter. I have no guilty conscience. So even one person asked me one time when I wasn't talking to my mom, what if your mom would die and you guys aren't talking? And I was like, oh my God, you know, I would never want her to die, and for us not to be in a good place. Of course not. But to be honest with you, when I really think about it, if either one of my parents passed on and I am not by their side, or I wasn't there in the last days while they were going, I'm gonna have a completely clean conscience. You know why? Because as a little girl, I was amazing. When I was a teenager, I was amazing. As an adult, I was amazing. Every time I wasn't around my parents, it was because I needed to take a healthy distance, respect their energy, and respect mine, but I was not going to make their lives miserable by being in their life and being toxic or being resentful or not still healing my old, childhood wounds. So I wanted to work on my healing. I wanted to be a better person, a better daughter as an adult when I'm around my parents. And there's nothing wrong with that. So since I was an amazing daughter, I did everything I was supposed to do. I was severely abused over and over again, and I came out, like the phoenix rising. So I have no guilt. I love myself, and I am working on becoming a better me for me and for my family. So that's what I'm going to share. I'm going to share, like, it's my fucking healing, and I'll take my time if I have to. Thank you for being here. Take your time.